Alright everybody, welcome back to another turn of Operation Maroon. This will be turn 17 for the Japanese, actually. Um, War has already made most of his moves. He just needs some things that require die rolls to be recorded, for all the normal reasons. But most of the turn has already been done and passed over to me. Before we get into it, a few minor bits of housekeeping. From the American turn, the Americans captured Cyrenaica with 2 infantry, but we have a small Italian task force there. So for housekeeping, they are instead going to have landed in Tripoli with their compatriots, and Cyrenaica stays in Italian hands, and the Americans lose 1 IPP that they collected last turn. Alright, from the German turn, Cornfield Commander expressed a desire to move these units to Norland if they could not cross the narrow crossing, so that's what they're going to do. And from the Soviet turn, after completing their eastern strategic objective, they have 1 additional rail capacity than was accounted for in their video. They're going to be railing the miner factory from Chita to Primorsky Krai. With that, we should be able to jump straight into it. We'll start with the tech. The tech was rolled off-screen using Dice Maiden, and we have results of 9 and 4, but because of the way that it was rolled out on Dice Maiden, we don't know which die result goes to which tech. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a d12 here, and if the result is 1 through 6, then the hit will be given to jet fighters, and if it's a 7 through 12, the hit will be given to long-range aircraft. As a 1, so jet fighters gets a 9 and is advanced to stage 3. LRA stays at stage 2. Okay, over to the buys. We do have everything on the board already. I am not going to mess with his bank at all at the start of the turn. The things that are circled in a white pin are bought this turn. That includes half of a fortification, it looks like. 3 artillery and 4 infantry, I think is all. And they'll be placed with 2 infantry in Kyushu, 2 infantry in Tokyo, 3 artillery in Tokyo, and it looks like both. It looks like the fortification is being started in Tokyo as well. What we do have to address in this recording here is the combat move. All of these units here were outside of Tokyo in P16. They're going to be moving over outside of Wake, where the Marine is going to be conducting an amphibious assault with a bombard from a heavy battleship. Also, the aircraft carriers and all of those aircraft started in P16 as well, so they do have the range to also take part in that Wake Island conflict. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that they are gonna take part in that combat as well, because it doesn't make sense for them to do nothing when there's a fight on his hands. So we are going to go ahead and roll this out. We'll start with a bombard rolling at a 4 or less. As a 1, as a hit. We don't have to worry about the aircraft at all. Okay, so Wake Island is captured. And consequently, the Japanese have their strategic objective complete once more. And they'll be spawning a free coastal artillery in Midway again, I suppose. That instruction was not given to me. I'm just inferring from his previous actions. Okay, I do believe that should be all. I'm not going to touch his buys. I'm not going to touch his moves. This board state that was passed to me should be, as near as I can tell, accurate for what he has just done in his turn. Very little was moved. Anything that didn't need to take place in the combat movement moved over to P36 during the non-com, and that's pretty much that. So, buy is already placed. We do need to collect our income. I noticed that was empty. Japan has a base income of 17 each. And they have 4 from islands. I suppose 3 from islands, 1 from Nanking. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're at 21 IPP now. They're not looking so great. Oh well. With that, we should be able to pass everything off to Silk for our next British Commonwealth turn. So with that, I'll pass everything off and say best of luck on your next rolls.